It's the classic chicken and the egg scenario. You need experience to get the job, but you need the job to get experience. If you're trying to break into the real estate industry, this video is for you. I'm going to share some specific strategies that you can use to land your first job in real estate. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Vanessa Rosenblum. I'm the president of R.E.A Staffing. We're a nationwide search and placement firm, and we specialize in placing administrative staff with real estate teams across the United States and Canada. So when you're finished watching this video, make sure to go to proreastaffing.com and check out our current job openings. On this channel, we focus on fostering careers in real estate and growing real estate teams. So if you're not already a subscriber and you're looking to get your foot in the door in real estate, this is a channel you'll want to keep coming back to. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you're notified when we post new content. Okay, so the first step in landing your first job in real estate is figuring out what your end game is. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, ultimately, once you've been in the industry for a few years, do you want to be a top performing sales agent, or do you want to be a top administrator for a large team? Your options in real estate are generally either to go into sales or administration or marketing, but that's a different video. If your goal is ultimately to be a top performing salesperson or a salesperson on a team, my best advice for you is to start out in a sales role. Spending 2 or 3 years working as an administrator will not teach you the sales skills you need in order to be successful, and truly it will be a waste of your time. There are opportunities that have base salaries, like an inside sales agent or a showing assistant. You could also land a job as a buyer's agent on a team. These roles will teach you how to sell, and the most important thing you need to know as you're learning the industry and getting your foot in the door is how to get clients and how to close deals. Now, if your goal is to grow into a management level position and stay in administration and management, then this next section is for you. Now, for some of you, you might be wondering, why would anybody get into real estate if their goal isn't to sell? And truly, being an operations manager for a real estate team is a valid career. It can be a very well-paying career, and it offers stability that you just don't get if you're in sales. You get to be in the industry and help people buy and sell properties, but you don't have the risk and the exposure and the ebbs and flows in your income that you'll face if you're a commissioned salesperson. So it's a great career for someone who has strong administrative skills and wants to be part of the industry. So some of the essential skills that you just have to have if you're going to be successful in this role, and these are skills that you can hone in any other industry that you might currently be in. The most important thing you need is solid administrative skills. I mean, that goes without saying, right? But here I'm talking about your ability to manage somebody else and support them with their calendaring, their correspondence, making sure they're where they need to be with what they need to have on time and free of distractions. You also need to be a pro at creating order out of chaos and creating systems and procedures that work. Next, you must have good tech skills. You might have prior experience editing video or using the Adobe Creative Suite. Maybe you're just techie in general and things like learning new software programs or databases comes naturally to you. Those are really important skills because truly most sales agents aren't that great with technology, and they'll be looking to you as their admin to solve tech issues and figure things out and adopt the best new resource. So your tech skills are essential to your success in this job. Next, customer service is key. In whatever industry you're in, if you can hone your ability to create an outstanding, special, and unique customer experience, those are skills that will take you far in this job. Next are your leadership skills. What's unique about a job as a real estate assistant is that your role you're not an order taker. Somebody who is going to be successful in this role long term is a leader in their role. They take responsibility for their tasks and they push other people and processes forward. They're not looking for direction or feedback. They're pushing things forward. So this is something, again, that you can hone no matter what job you currently have. And then finally, you must be a strong communicator. Your ability to write, edit, and proofread is essential. So if it's been a little while since you've taken a writing course, or you feel like your writing isn't completely up to par, there are so many resources online to help you become a better writer. This you must master before getting your foot in the door in real estate. Also, just a little extra tip, if you're not already using Grammarly, download Grammarly. I'll add the link below. This isn't an affiliate promo. It's just a really great tool for making sure that everything you write is grammatically correct and makes you look like a professional. Those skills that I just mentioned are the things that, if you don't have real estate experience, those are the things that you want to highlight on your resume. Those are the things that you want to talk about when you're interviewing with a client. Because look, somebody can have 10 years of real estate experience and not really be talented. At the end of the day, someone who's talented and has that strong core base of skill base is going to be successful in their role. And so most agents at the end of the day are likely to be willing to train someone who demonstrates strong essential core skills, even if they don't know how to manage a transaction. If you want to take it one step forward, there are some essential real estate specific skills that you can start to work on and master before you land your first job in real estate. The first is learning real estate software like the MLS, zip forms, and transaction management programs like Transaction Point. Also, databases. If you have experience with a CRM system like, oh gosh, there's so many, Top Producer, Wise Agent, Goldmine, those concepts transfer over lots of different databases, but the idea of categorizing people properly, tagging them, sorting them, and creating drip campaigns or processes related to those contacts, that's a really core part of your job as a real estate assistant. And if you've done that in another industry and you can demonstrate that you have that experience and you're good at managing a database, that is experience that will take you farther in the interview process. Next is contract knowledge. Now, you don't have to be a contract expert, but it really is helpful if you can get your hands on a purchase agreement and a listing agreement and just read them and understand what they're saying and what the different dates mean, and look up vocabulary that you're not familiar with, just so that you understand the basics of a transaction. And that brings me to my last point, and that's real estate vocabulary. You can buy real estate vocabulary dictionaries, and there are plenty of resources online. But the more you understand about the terminology and some of the acronyms that are used in real estate, the better. And finally, I think it's important to understand why it's so hard to land a job in real estate when you don't have experience. And there are really three main reasons here. The first is that real estate agents, just as a rule, aren't good trainers, and the idea of having to slow down and sit with somebody and explain the basics of real estate just feels incredibly overwhelming to a majority of agents. Next, they're moving fast and they don't want to slow down. And going back to the training component, they just want someone who's going to come in and hit the ground running. So the more you can do to demonstrate that you're going to be able to pick up what you don't know quickly, and you're going to take the extra time and effort to master skills you don't already have so that they don't have to slow down, the better. And then finally, you need to understand that a real estate agent doesn't want to train their competition. If you come in and your goal is to sell real estate in a few years, most agents aren't going to hire you, because why would they invest all of that time and money and energy in teaching you how they work and how they want things, only to have you leave and then become their competition? So, keep that in mind. And that's why I encourage, if your goal is to sell real estate, get a job that's going to teach you how to sell real estate. If your goal is to be an administrator, then getting a job as a real estate assistant is a really great option for you. So I hope that you found this information helpful. The more that you can do to improve your core skills and learn real estate terminology and technology, the easier it will be for you to land your first job in real estate, and the more money you'll make out of the gate. If you come in completely green with a lower skill set, you might get hired, but it's probably not going to be the best job out there, and you're definitely not going to make top dollar. And finally, one last thing I want to touch on, and that is getting your real estate license. If you're going to go into sales, obviously you need to get your license right away and hang it with a brokerage. If your goal is to be an administrator, you don't always need to be licensed. And if you decide to get a role as a as a front office admin or an agent services coordinator in a real estate brokerage, you most likely don't need to be licensed. However, at some point it does make sense for you to get your license so that you can answer the phone, go on showings, and be of greater support to your team. And it's also a great way for you to learn some of the fundamentals of real estate, some of the vocabulary and the contract. So I encourage you to look into getting licensed, even if your goal is to stay on the administrative side of the business. And I'll link to a real estate school in the description below that we recommend, and that's one place for you to check out to get your license. I hope that this information was helpful for you. Don't forget to go to proreastaffing.com to check out our current jobs. And don't forget to hit like if you like this video and subscribe. We will see you on the next video.